Car parked out of the way of the tractor. Check. Tractor ready for snow removal. Extra fuel for the tractor. Check. Deuce ready to stay inside and sleep on the bed. Check. Dog food. Check. Generator test started and running well. Check. Snow shovel. Check. Gasoline for the generator. Check. Ashes from the wood stove to throw down on ice for traction. Check. Coffee. Check. Extra drinking water. Check. Firewood. Check. Cat food. Check. Cat inside the house. Check. Shelf-stable food. Check. Our weather forecast is sort of scary. We're supposed to be getting 10 to 12, maybe more inches of snow, sleet, and some coating of ice starting Saturday afternoon and into Sunday evening. So I'm paying attention to the weather, and I'm looking at this. Now these contrails, I almost never see them anymore, but wow, there's 3 of them, and higher up, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's another jet flying across up there, and then over here is yet another one. So I don't know. I wonder, is it like jets up looking, you know, checking the clouds and all that kind of stuff? I don't know. But right now it's Friday. We're getting on towards noon, and so far it doesn't really look like it's going to snow. The sky is still blue. The sun is still shining. Deuce is still being Deuce. I don't know what it is he keeps smelling right there, but there's something that always grabs his attention. Oh, there he goes. Boy dog, there's nothing I can do about that. Boy dog. You know how they are. But anyway, it doesn't really look like snow. It doesn't really feel like snow yet. It's about 40 degrees, and I've been on the fence about coming out here and maybe doing a few things before it snows. I've already done all my prep, so that's out of the way. But now that I'm out here, it is a little breezy, and that's one thing I don't do well with. I don't do well if it's too windy. Well, I had a workman in this morning for a little problem, but was easily resolved. I have to move my truck back, so I'll do that here in a bit. But yeah, I think I'm going to abandon all thought of coming outside and doing a few things, and I'll just go back inside. Magnetic screens, way to go. So we'll just go back in here and sit down and have a little talk. Come on, Deuce. Welcome to Holly Tree Manor. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to make light of it. Our weather forecast is a little bit alarming. We don't typically get snow like this. We get a lot of little snows, but the forecast right now is for 12 inches plus. Now we could get some sleet with that. We could get some ice with that. I think Deuce just choked himself on lamb chop. Over the years, my late husband and I weathered a lot of storms. And I think because he was here, and for most of the time we were together, he was able-bodied, I didn't worry too much. Okay, we were going to get a lot of snow. We were going to have to dig our way out the lane. Thankfully, my employer was quite understanding because they knew where I lived, and they'd seen pictures of the lane and all that kind of stuff. So there wasn't any expectation that I was going to plow my way out through a foot of snow and be there on time. That wasn't the case. But now that I'm here on my own with Deuce and with Loki, I'm really uncomfortable with the idea of having that much snow on the ground. So what can I do to alleviate all that? I can prep. Now this is what I do in my situation. Now I'm sure if you live in a less rural area, if you live in a community, urban settings, city settings, some of this really isn't going to apply. You have a different set of needs, and I can't begin to address them because I don't live that way. I don't really know what they are. For me, the first thing that my late husband said, we need a generator. So I got a generator. It's a pretty good one. We had an electrician come in and wire up like a sub panel. If I have to run the generator, you start the generator, I go downstairs and I trip out 6 breakers. Come back upstairs, flip a switch on the generator, and I have 6 circuits here in the house that will be powered. So unfortunately, it's not the HVAC system. So that's one of the reasons why I maintain a wood stove. If the power goes out, I'm going to make sure the wood stove is running. I'm going to make sure before the snow starts tomorrow that the wood stove is putting out some heat. I don't want to let a snow cap get on the chimney. I want to keep the chimney, the air coming up the chimney and out. I want to keep that warm so that the chimney doesn't ice over and close off in case the power goes out, which if you live rural, that's a concern. My husband said, oh, we need a tractor, and we were finally able to afford one. The tractor is ready. Started it up yesterday, ran it out in the yard a little bit, have plenty of fuel for it. The bucket's on it, and after it stops snowing, I can use the bucket of the tractor to remove snow the whole way out the driveway, out to where I meet my cousin's part. He will have had his tractor out and have the part that we share. He'll take care of cleaning that off. Excuse me. So generator's ready to go, tractor's ready to go. Move my car out of the way because my Charger is going to sit there until the snow melts. I'll go out and start it up. It's got plenty of gasoline in it. I'll start it up and run it from time to time. But that car's not safe in the snow. You hit the gas too hard and you'll just spin out. I'm not. That's why I have a truck, 4-wheel drive. So I have plenty of dog food. I have plenty of cat food. I have extra drinking water in case for some reason I can't, my pump goes out for, whatever reason. I have drinking water for me and the animals. I have coffee. I didn't show you, but I also have cookies. I mean, really, it's going to snow. Coffee and cookies. Why not? Snow shovel's ready to go. I have extra gasoline. A little can of gas is over on the patio, but there's more gas underneath the carport where we parked the tractor. So I feel like I've done everything I can do to prepare. But it still kind of bothers me. And I think that's one of the things, people who live on their own, you can't stop worrying about the what ifs. Well, what if this happens or what if that happens? But if you prepare as best as you can, it it's going to be okay. Historically, I've weathered a lot of storms. There was a big one in '96. There was a big one in February of '83, dumped 36 inches on us. In '94, we had temps that were 22 below zero. '96 was a big one. We had 30 inches. And there's been a couple others where we've had, 18 to 20. And basically, use common sense. Go out there and get on the tractor and start clearing out the lane. I don't angst about clearing out the lane. One of my girlfriends is like, "Oh my God, you have to get on that so fast because what if you need an ambulance?" I don't live in that kind of fear. We have bad weather. I'm going to be cautious about what I do. I'm not going to try to do anything fancy. I'm just going to kind of hunker down. I have a good book to read. Have YouTube to watch for as long as the power and the cable company keeps my internet going. Give me that. I have Deuce to play with. And lamb chop. Lamb chop is wet right now. But anyway, Deuce is cheap entertainment. I might have to go out there and shovel a little spot for him. But probably not. He's pretty tall, boy dog. He can manage. I'm not going to try and hop in my truck and go anywhere just to prove I can drive my truck in the snow. That's the kind of things that you shouldn't do. Stay off the roads. I know to stay off the roads. I'll still worry. I'm not going to say that I won't, because I will. But I feel pretty good about my preps. I feel pretty confident that I've got shelf-stable food in the pantry. If I have to open up a jar of soup and eat it cold, I can do that. Yeah, wouldn't be my favorite thing to do, but I could do it. And if I really didn't want to do that, I could take a cast iron pan down and heat it up on top of the wood stove. So, that's covered. I think that's one of the things people who live out in the country, we have a different mindset about prepping for the storm. We want to be self-sufficient. We're not going to be relying on county agencies to provide for us. Down on our main road, we will eventually have a snowplow come up, but I have four-wheel drive. My cousins all have four-wheel drives because we know we have to take care of ourselves. We know what to do to take care of ourselves. Even if you live in a more urban setting, and even if you live in town, it's a good idea to do as much prep for yourself that you can do. I realize if you're living in an apartment building, you probably are not going to have a wood stove. You're probably not even going to be allowed to have a space heater in some instances. So you need to have blankets and, extra covers and warm socks and things. You need to have food inside. I'm lucky if, like I say, if I have to start the generator up, my refrigerator will be powered. My refrigerator and freezer are going to be fine. For as long as I have gasoline to power the generator, of course. But I think you need to look around and say, what can the county and state agencies do for me, and what can't they do for me? And it's those things that they can't do for you that you need to look at and address before a situation like a 12 inches of snow comes around. Everything I say that I prepped for was already here. I did make sure I had an extra bag of dog food. I have an extra bag of cat food. In the wintertime, I do keep extra bottled water on hand so that, like say, if something happens to the pump, I can still have something to drink and I can still make coffee. That's a good thing. So that's about all I wanted to say to that. Look at your situation and know what a government agency is not going to provide for you, and take the steps necessary to provide for yourself. There's a lot of peace of mind for having done as much as you can do in any given situation. Is it going to be perfect? Probably not. I mean, there could be something could happen that I haven't prepared for. I hope it doesn't, but if it does, I'll do the best I can do to manage it. That's all any of us can do. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say for today. So thanks for stopping by Holly Tree Manor. And if I've given you any food for thought on how to take care of yourself in a snow event, good. If you've done nothing but sit back and snark and laugh at me, hey, I don't care. My shoulders are pretty broad. So that it's all up to you. It's all mindset. It's all mindset. So set your mind to taking care of yourself as much as you can. I think you'll be a lot happier for it. I know that I am. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Stay safe and find joy in everything that you do. Thank you.